Today is day 2. We're going to focus on pizzicato today. There's a lot of cello talk about pizzicato, but we don't have much in the violin section, so I'm going to show you a few tricks. First, we're going to create some different corners. You learned about different corners in your reading, so let's create a corner with a lot of high overtones and see how it sounds. It's a little short because those high overtones die very, very quickly. Now we're going to create a corner with a few less high overtones, but a little more amplitude. And then more amplitude. You can even see the string vibrating. And then if I go to the very middle of the string, that's where the fundamental is going to have the most amplitude. So in pizzicato, you get to decide how these corners work. And we're going to try a few other ways of creating corners. The wave reflections going back and forth on the string, you can see you get a rather bony sound from the bony tip of the finger. But if you use the fleshy part of the finger, so that you're a little bit more on the pad, you get just a slightly softer sound, even if the right hand is doing the same thing. One of the other things we're going to be looking at is different planes of the strings. So the G string, for example, you're going to pluck in a very different plane than you would pluck the E string. Totally different plane. And if you're doing the Ravel violin sonata, something that has a lot of amplitude, one of the things you're also going to want to do is a lot of continuous motion and continuous energy. So it might be something like this. You can hear all the ring, you can see the resonance, and you can see the considerable width of amplitude that's happening at the level of the string. One other example that I'd like to show you is voicing chords. So in Esai 4, in the second movement, there's a middle voice with the melody. And I'd like that middle voice to come out, but sometimes it's hard to get it to come out. So I'm going to change each corner on the string. So for example, the G string, I'm going to have less amplitude. The D string, I'm going to lean into a bit more. And the A string, I'm going to come out of on my way to the next chord. And then we have an open E. And that open E is going to be so loud. So we want to make sure we go to the middle of the string where there's the least number of overtones and only pluck a tiny bit. And those are some of the ways that you can voice pizzicato. There's some of the ways to create different corners on chords. You can also pluck completely sideways in a diagonal line, and you'll have a different corner on each note in the chord.